Hey everybody, welcome back to Fandomly Speaking,
where each week we speak randomly about fandoms. I'm Liza.
and I'm Melissa, and this week we are going all in on the Crescent City trilogy.
Yes. And so if you haven't read Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, there will be lots and lots of spoilers for each book. So we will be talking about everything, spoiling all the stuff. So,
we are spoiling the heck out of it.
All of it.
So if you haven't finished it yet, just trying to set this aside, make a reminder for when you finish the book to come back and see if you kind of jive with us. Yeah. Also, warning, we are two genx, autistic, unmasked, and overstimulated women, and we have no idea what's going to come out of our mouths, and we have a lot of opinions.
We do. We really do.
So many thoughts and opinions about these books. And but I want to say, good, mostly good.
Yeah, I think so.
So
I think more than other books that we have reviewed on this show, I have higher opinions of this. I don't have really many terrible takes on this. There are some, but not too many.
Not too many at all. And I think you and I have talked. I think you told me this before I read this series that of the Sarah J. Maas books, that series, that this was actually your favorite series.
Yeah, Crescent City is my favorite series by a large margin. And the thing is, I love all the others. I really love them. So this one's my favorite, even by a larger margin.
Even though we love those, So anyway, before we dive into Crescent City, we're going to talk about what we did this week in geeking. And what'd you do this week, Liza?
So folks, we will be filming a Lost episode sometime next month, and I have been so deep in Lost. And you have to understand, I only usually watch like less than an hour of TV per day, if even that. And yesterday, I think I watched like 8 to 10 episodes of Lost. I'm like, so much Lost, because I'm trying to get through 6 seasons before we film next month. So you guys better be watching Lost along with me. I need people to follow along.
Yeah.
I also last week, I think it was during our book boyfriends, I talked about The House Witch, one of my favorite cozy fantasies. And I try to keep up with all my favorite authors, and I had no idea that Delham Hack had written a new book called The Ether Witch. These are all within the same universe, the same family. And so I was so excited. So I've read that this week. So that's Lost and that's it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So I'm chugging through Buffy. I am probably going to finish Buffy today. I'm halfway through the season, and after this podcast, I will be going back to bed. So I will probably finish Buffy today. And I finally finished Kingdom of Ash. That book is so massive.
It is.
And I actually finished it not this weekend, that just happened the weekend before that, and I am in that kind of great series withdrawal where I keep starting to like try to read new things. So I read a couple Molly Harper books.
Yes.
And then I feel like maybe I read
so fun.
Things. Yeah. And and then I've been working my way through the illustrated guide to Twilight.
Awesome.
Which is wild. It's wild. And then towards the end though, and it's like way too many just like character studies. I'm like, yeah, I know. What else do I have to look at I have to consult my list. I have been trying to read Life and Death, which is the gender bent version of Twilight. And I don't know if it's just kind of where I'm at right now. I just can't seem to get there, but I will come back. And I also watched the entire first season of Buccaneers on Apple TV, and the first 2 episodes. Marissa Silva, who was here from the Toy Insider, she's like, hey, did you like Bridgerton? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, okay, check out the Buccaneers on Apple. It's different. It's like, it's very modern, like the music and the sensibilities, but it's taking place kind of in that late 1800s time when they were sending young socialites to London to marry lords to save all of because they didn't have any money.
Okay.
And it's just it got me. I like, when I'm not feeling well, sometimes those big period pieces with the beautiful sets and the gardens and the balls and sometimes that just makes me feel good. So that's what I've been doing.
That's a lot. You had a big, long. Yeah, you had a long.
Well, I haven't been I've been laying down a lot, so I've been basically reading and watching television.
Yeah. It's funny you talking about you finishing Kingdom of Ash, because I always love to text people about certain things and then bring it up later. And so you texted me, you were like, "Oh, I'm so digging Manon and her 13," and I'm like, "Screenshot." And then a little later, I'm like, "How are you feeling about the 13?"
Will not find them in this or any other sky. And just eat and the language of this. But we are going to Throne of Glass, but that's going to take some time, because I think that is definitely going to have to be a book by book. Like, you just can't.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You just can't. But yeah. I did get a 13 t-shirt though.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got to have my t-shirts.
So I don't know if this counts as week in geeking to prepare for this episode. You just read Crescent City. Like, you just finished the whole thing. I haven't read it. Like, I read them when they came out, so I haven't read it in a while. So in order to get prepared, I was like, let me just go do a summary. Maybe we should put in the description the address where I got the summary from. But
okay.
Somebody did a chapter by chapter summary, and I printed out the whole thing. It's like a phone book. It took me all weekend to read the summary of these books.
Wow.
So it's over like 125 pages of their summary of Crescent City. So I had something to take notes on.
Okay, good. And I have so I've got our regular notes. We've got some bullet points and stuff. And then I've got my own notes these are the notes I dictated into my Audible. So
you
while
have
I'm
Jelly
listening,
Jubilee written really big on top of that?
Yes, I do. Because I don't want to forget Jelly Jubilee. I love that moment. That is such a great moment. I screamed. I got so excited that basically, she's a Pegasister. And it was just so cute the way it came out. So as I'm listening to a book, even before this podcast, because I'm an annotator kind of person, so I would pause and clip on Audible. You can do that, and then you can add a note. So I dictate them. It's voice to text, so they're often completely garbled and nonsensical. It's been funny reading some of them, because I'm like, what did I even mean? I don't even know what that means. Yeah.
It's like waking up and dictating your dreams, and you're like, what am I talking about?
That sounded way more interesting than. So anyway, but before we jump in on Crescent City, we have a few comments that we want to share. First of all, we want to say thank you. We want to say thank you to everybody who came here to watch our interview with Adam Katz from Inanimate Insanity. Don't know if any of you are still hanging around, but it was so fun to do, and we got such really, really fun comments from it. And so we have a few comments I just wanted to highlight. So the first one is from Flash, and I guess this was in us talking to about how cool it is to have online, it's okay to have online friends now. And it said online friendships are definitely way less stigmatized. Just this night I met a group of people on Roblox, and we already have each other's Discords and showed off plushies to one another. That was crazy fun. That made my heart happy. So happy. You want to take the next one?
So this must have come from your short, did it?
Yes.
Okay, you did a short about Xander?
Yes.
Okay, so this is from Emma Foster, K5I. Is that what I'm seeing?
I think so.
I think so. So Xander Harris, how I feel about him is complicated. He's so problematic, and I kind of hate him, but so I can't imagine the show without him. Yes, Anya was way too good for him, but at the same time, I kind of liked them together. It was also a little weird because he's a kid and she's a 900-year-old former vengeance demon. So a little weird, especially because she's older than Angel and Spike put together.
Yes. And that was an excellent point. And I agree with you a lot. I think that the Buffy doesn't work without the Xander character. Yet the Xander character, there's a lot of problems. And then the last one, I think Liza, this one's for you.
Oh, is it? This is for me. Jackie Cook 8753. Thank you so much. I'm Team Jasper too. That's right. That's right, Melissa. He's actually cuter than Edward or Jacob. I still need to get his Ken doll. Oh, me, I need that. I didn't know that was a thing. But I did get Edward and Bella just a couple weeks ago. I loved the books so much, and I thought they were going to be lame. Very surprised they're so entertaining and well written. The movies are fun too. Even my husband likes them.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
When your husband can get on board with a movie series you like, it's always good. Yeah. I mean, you guys are winning me over on Jasper. Not so much as the character, but kind of the whole, Jackson Rathbone thing. I'm like, he's really cool.
He's
actually.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Alrighty. So we are going to talk Crescent City, and it's going to go all over the place.
It is.
And we have so many thoughts. And we would love, as you're please feel free to comment as you're listening to us. If you comment 10 times on a video
we're fine
along
with
the way, that's fine. Because that's how, when I'm listening to stuff, that's how I want to do it. But then I feel like, oh, is it weird if I comment 10 times on it?
You'll never remember all the stuff you want to say by the time we're done.
No.
So just talk along with us.
Just please jump in along the way. All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, Crescent City.
Woo!
Nothing. Okay.
All right, Melissa, how did you start reading these books? I know how you did, but they don't know how you did. So how and when did you start reading these books?
Well, my friend Liza.
That's me.
So I guess I actually, it started, with the gateway drug of A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is actually almost a year ago now. Once I started to go down the court, and then Liza was like, well, have you read Crescent City?
You're right.
And I was like, well, no. And she's like, Crescent City's kind of my favorite.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And then, you said the magic words, which was that it's all of kind of this fae kind of stuff, but in a modern, city.
Yeah.
And I went, well, that's certainly interesting. So I started listening to it on Audible. And I realized something in the shower the other day. Because you always ask me this. You're like, how are you listening to one book on Audible, reading another one on your Kindle? And often, guys, I've got a physical book too, because I have different compartments in my brain. I'm also reading nonfiction somewhere back here at the same time. So, I have these different compartments. But I think in this particular case, if I had been reading A Court of Thorns and Roses books and listening to Throne of Glass, it would have been confusing.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
Because Crescent City has so many similar threads, but it was in a completely different setting, I was able to not get confused while I read Throne of Glass and listened to Crescent
Throne
City.
of Grass.
Throne of Grass and Crescent City.
Throne of Grass.
Throne of
I
Grass.
like that.
Yeah. So that's how I started, and it takes a long time. I mean, there's 100 chapters.
It's so much. That's what I'm saying. Even the summary is so beefy. It's a lot. It's so much.
Yeah.
I read them as they came out. Lucky me.
Wow.
So, yeah, I loved the ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, and so I always wanted. And I'd heard people don't like Crescent City. They just,
is it because of the modern?
A lot of people can't get into the modern stuff, and it is so political, if that's the right word. There's so many politics and world building and universe building is so much that they just can't keep it straight and get into it.
I feel like Throne of Glass has that
I mean, people just really, they don't like going from ACOTAR to Crescent City. I guess they feel like it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
And it's not. And there's a lot of world building in Crescent City. It is hard to keep straight.
It's a lot. And
you have to put it on the back burner and just kind of listen or read and be like, yeah, that's fine. I don't know who that is, but it's all right.
And one thing that I have, and this gives me a sense of comfort, and I with Sarah J. Maas, is that I now know that she's going to get me there. So I don't stress out that I'm not going to remember who these people are or remember the political affiliations or the social constructs, because sometimes in these very dense, and I will say George R.R. Martin, that's a little bit of a problem with him, is he will dump a whole bunch of world building on you, but you have to retain it, because it doesn't, I don't know, but I'm like, if I just stay with her, I'm going to get it. I'm going to understand.
That's the same with Brandon Sanderson. You kind of need a guide to read the Brandon Sanderson and keep it all straight. It's hard.
Wow.
It's really hard. But yeah, Sarah never really writes anything, and I've learned this. She doesn't write anything that isn't important. Like there's never just a throwaway line or character or something. It's gonna come back. It'll come back around later somewhere. Keep that in mind. It'll be important later. So yeah.
Yeah. I think these books were different because of the modern sensibility of them.
Yes.
And that was great.
I thought so too, because you live in this modern world, just pretty much the same as what we're in now. A city, they're in a city with all, iPhones and cars and whatever, but it's all the fae and angels and otters that bring you your mail. It's so cute.
It's shapeshifters and it's just I mean it's fun, and I like she goes to the nail salon, like that to me was just like because I'm all about the nails. The nails, and I so I was like, oh my gosh, she get her nails done, like just stuff like that. Really I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
So if you haven't read it, I hope that you have gone and read it and come back. But we're going to talk about Bryce, because she is our lady. Bryce is the girl. She's our woman.
Quinlan.
I love Bryce. I think she's an amazing protagonist. I think she's wonderful in so many ways.
So many things to say.
I know.
So many things to say about Bryce, and they're all kind of good. And I think one of the things that ticks me off about the way Bryce is constantly talked about in the books is that everyone who sees Bryce sees her, makes an immediate judgment because of the way she looks and the way she presents herself, and they immediately discount her. She's stupid, she's a party girl, she's frivolous, they have no idea that they are looking at, even before everything happens to her, Bryce already has a tremendously strong sense of self.
Yes, she does.
No shit from alpha holes.
And she uses that. She knows that people see her that way, and she is smart enough to use that to her advantage. And I think that being kind of under Jessica Roga's tutelage for years, she kind of was taught to do that as well. But she is so confident in herself. She is a plus-size woman, which is so rare to read in these books.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discourse on whether she is or not, but she is. It is talked about a lot.
She's, okay, let's put it this way. If you don't want to say plus-size, she's curvy.
I mean,
I guess she's just. I wish I looked like her. Is what I really
meant. She was written to be a bigger woman in a bigger body. And she knows that she's beautiful, and she uses those things to her advantage. But she's also insanely smart, and she knows that as well. Yeah. And she knows many languages and lots of history, and she's talented and all the things. But also one thing about Bryce is she's very vulnerable. You know, she allows herself. I don't think she's this tragic figure like Feyre or Aelin are. No, I don't see her that way. But she allows herself to be really vulnerable, you know, with her friends and the people she loves. So I love Bryce.
Yeah, I love her as a protagonist. And I think I made a note in here, like, who's more resilient, Bryce or Aelin? And I think, you know, Aelin goes through a lot of
holy shit, so much. So much.
But so does Bryce. And I think, like, sometimes because I was sort of side by side experiencing the books, I was like,
that's interesting.
I weirdly think Bryce is stronger than Aelin.
Yeah, they're so different. Aelin... that's a hard one, because she is obviously resilient, but it's because she had to be. She was broken down so many times and forced to continue on. And Bryce kind of chose to continue on. She chose to be the woman that she became. And she chose to continue, even though she was, trigger warning, I'm sorry, she was close to suicide at one point. She chose to continue and to love her friends and family.
Yep. To just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So one thing I wonder about, I wrote it here, and now I'm thinking, is this a true statement? I wrote, does she give up her power to the men in her life? I think they try to take it from her. They try to, like...
I don't know. I always see Bryce as she doesn't take much shit from men in general.
Yeah. I think it's more the men trying to do it. And her
remember
being like,
even
get
before...
off me!
Yeah, exactly. Remember, even before all this story happened, Connor tried to date her for 6 years, and she was
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm not doing that."
No. Yeah. Yeah. She's like, no, I don't. Yeah. So I think, there's a line. There's a movie called The Final Countdown. It's a time travel book. Aircraft carrier goes back to World War II to Pearl Harbor. I absolutely love this movie. And so you're like, what the hell? How did we get here?
I know, we're coming around. It's all right.
Okay, all right. So Catherine Ross, great actress back in the day, beautiful woman, and she's playing an aide to a senator in this movie, and it's 1941. Okay. And she's gorgeous. And so, but the guys, all the guys, because it's 1941, are kind of like just giving her the eye and thinking she's sleeping with the senator because, of course, she must be. She couldn't possibly be smart. And she says to a guy, and this has always stuck with me as a woman, and she says, if how I look gets me through the door, God help them once I'm in.
That's right.
That's Bryce.
That's
Quinlan.
Bryce. It is. Absolutely. She knows how people see her, and she uses that to her advantage every single time.
And I love it.
Me
love
too.
It. Love it. Yeah.
Hey, if you got weapons, you got to use them.
Yep, absolutely.
So now that means we have to turn over and talk about Hunt. If we're going to talk about Bryce, then we have to talk about Hunt as well.
Hunt Athenai.
I feel like Hunt is one of those characters that you didn't like at the beginning, and then you maybe grew to like as he went on, but I don't. Did you like him at the beginning?
Oh no,
He's
no,
an asshole.
no.
Yeah, I didn't.
He's a male chauvinist pig. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, look, I get that he has trauma, but as we just discussed, so does Bryce, and she can be nice to people. He's so awful to her. He's like so mired in his own misery. He's like, Shahar died hundreds of years ago and I'm a slave. And it haunts me every friggin' day. And I'm never ever going to be happy again. And I'm the Umbra Mortis or whatever I am. Look at my scary mask.
Now, you're not giving Hunt a lot of credit here because after Shahar died, he was tortured for centuries, okay? He was chained up and tortured for centuries over and over again.
All right, so maybe they kept cutting his wings off.
Well, come on, Sarah. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, she really has a thing about... Yeah, she has a bad thing about cutting wings off. Mm-hmm. It's weird in this book. I mean, it's almost... Yeah. It's bad.
It's bad. It's really, really bad. Yeah. So you think I'm being too hard on Hunt?
I don't know that you are. I mean, it's just that he did... I don't know. I guess all that torture broke his mind and made him an asshole.
Yeah. Which is, by the way, a completely understandable and acceptable reaction to it. I'm not saying that we all need to come out the other side of hundreds of years of torture, skipping and dancing.
But a lot of men who are hurt by women end up being assholes to other women.
Yes.
And that's what Hunt does.
Yeah. But he meets someone who changes his perspective and he doesn't even realize it's happening.
Right.
So the first time that I loved or even had a sense that I was like, okay, maybe he's all right. Okay. That when he first starts watching her and she won't let him in the apartment, so he's sitting on the roof of another building looking through her window, and she like closes the drapes and then he texts her to open them back up, and it's not because he wants to watch her, it's because he wants to watch the TV show.
Yeah.
I think they were watching either Fangs and Bangs or one of those one of those like reality shows she watches, and I was like, okay, that was kind of cute.
But he also, we talked, was it last week in the Boyfriends episode? We talked about how he sees her just because she's doing feminine things that most women do, like getting her nails done. That automatically makes her stupid. He wants her to not be like other girls, And he also, I don't remember what he even thinks, but he realizes at one point in one of these books that it's his fault she has a limp, because he was an asshole and just stapled her leg up, and then she didn't get it fixed when she could have, and she didn't. And so then he was like, oh, now you're a good person because I see you as a human being.
Yeah, yeah. But he makes a comment very early on that, because actually he doesn't realize that the scar is still there. And he makes some sort of comment about how, well, a girl like her obviously would have gotten that, fixed right away.
Yeah, and he assumes it's her high heels. He assumes it's her high heels making her walk funny.
Yeah. We're like, oh no, she still has that scar, asshole. Yeah, nice job.
Nice job.
Yeah. So Hunt and Bryce.
I wrote in here, why did Sarah J. Maas drag out the plot line of their sex life for so long? It is. I didn't realize it until, I just read it and didn't think about it.
When do they actually?
Oh my God. This person who's doing this, this particular summary, she just keeps saying, and then they don't have sex again. And then they don't.
Yeah.
Like, why was this the plot line? And it was, they were put in so many situations so that they just didn't. And human beings wise, that's so that's just not real life. Human beings are going to find a way to have sex if they want to have sex. This is so stupid.
Especially, like, the one time that it made sense to me, but I was also like, why didn't you even stop and think that would happen, is when his wings are growing back. And but they try to have sexy times on the couch.
Yeah.
And then there's blood stains on the couch, because his little wing
stumps
are bleeding. And even the healing witch who comes to the house is like, "Are you stupid?
Yeah.
Like, what did you think? Are you stupid?"
Yeah, but then after that book, when they finally would have been able to do that, then they make this little pact that they're gonna wait. Like, this is just her. I don't get it. Like, it didn't make sense, and she doesn't do this in her other books.
Never liked those in stories. This? I think it's a plot device that I don't know why.
Sexual tension, I guess, but
it's okay. There's plenty of sexual tension. You can have sexual tension and have sex.
But like I said, it's just unrealistic. They're grown adults. They live together. Yeah, this is not happening.
It's gonna happen.
That's just not. That's not how it works in in real life.
So, was it necessary for them to be mates?
It doesn't make sense at all because, Hunt talks a lot about how that's not a thing for angels. Now we find out later he's not necessarily an angel, but still, that shouldn't have happened. And she was half human. They shouldn't have even been compatible that way.
Shouldn't have been a biological.
Sarah just has a thing. And then also Ruhn talks about he and Lydia are mates in that last book. I'm like, why? Why is this? Why?
You know, you can just love someone, right?
Right.
And so to jump into the twilight of it all for a second, I could not find it in here this morning, but I do remember reading it over the weekend that Stephanie Meyer, the reason that the mates thing, the imprinting kind of thing, why she likes that is because part of the fantasy is having certainty that you are with the right person. That's part of the fantasy.
Okay.
And for me, part of the fantasy is making a choice.
Yeah.
And then that choice turning out to be a good one. That's the fantasy.
Yeah, because we talked about this in that Twilight episode, with Emily and Sam. She has no choice in that. And what if this mates thing is a biological thing, which is what they make it sound like, then you don't get a choice at all. And you may be with a person you don't like, hence Elaine and Lucien. This is not necessarily a thing that is great. I don't know.
No.
I don't think it was necessary. No.
But I think what I liked also about this book was it had a little bit of a feeling of a television procedural as we're looking for the Crystallos demon.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing is it almost reminds me of like the early episodes of Castle where she gets, what the heck is her name? Her name just went out. She gets hooked up with Castle, who's Nathan Fillion's character, and she's just like, she thinks he's just a puff idiot.
Yeah.
And it turns out he does have skills. And so I kind of thought that was cool. That felt very modern to me, that this is how their relationship is evolving through the investigation of this horrible slaughter of her friends.
It's just the worst thing. You think that you're getting this amazing character in Danica, and then within the first 3 chapters, she's just brutally murdered.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Literally in pieces. And when we get to Danica, I have a lot to say about Danica.
Yeah. Okay.
I do. Ruhn Dannon.
I giggled.
We're both a little Ruhn Dannon.
I hope you guys watched our book Boyfriends because we're both like, Ruhn Dannon.
When we first meet him in the bar, he's in a bar, and just the way she describes him, and I know he's wearing jeans, and I know he just looks really good in that bar. And I didn't even know if he was gonna be an important character. I was just like,
who's that guy?
He sounds yummy.
And then the best part, I don't know if you guys do this. I always have to do this. Go look up fan art of Ruhn Dannon, and oh my God, good Lord.
I haven't.
You need
I
to
don't see a lot on him.
You don't? Oh, well,
No.
you need to.
I have to go look.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
So is he just amazing, or is he a spoiled frat boy? Because he's kind of a spoiled
I think he's
frat boy.
both. You know, these guys know they're heir to the throne. You know, like Cormac is heir to a Valen, and Ruhn is Valbaran, right? Is he the
Valbaran.
Yeah, he's going to heir to Valbaran. Okay. But, I mean, they have to wait for their dads to die, and that can take hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And also, Ruhn's dad is an asshole of the
He's the
First
worst.
Order.
What is it about the Autumn Kings? Like, he's Autumn King, and then in the Akatar series, Autumn King is also awful.
Sarah doesn't like Autumn. I love Autumn. Yeah.
You think he's spoiled frat boy as a result of him being this heir to this?
What else is he going to do?
kingdom? Yeah.
Really? I mean, I think he's just so like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for you to die. Because it's not like his father's going to let him do anything useful. Because his father's a control freak. Right?
So Ruhn is Bryce's half brother. Yeah?
Right. But we're supposed to think they're cousins for a while. And then they keep it secret from everybody, which I understand why.
This book is a little different than her other books because in this one, humans seem to intermingle with the Fae more than in her other books.
Yeah.
You know, I think in the Akatar series, the humans completely were separate from the Fae.
Yes. Yeah.
But in this book, they have one of their own lands. They run their own shit and they do their own thing. And sometimes they see people, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they do. And I think I liked the development. I liked Ruhn's character development because he even does a lot of self-reflecting about Bryce and realizing, you know, as he starts to realize what she was going through when she was 13. And he's like, wow, I really could have handled that so much better. I should have been there for her, you know, like, and I like that about him. I'm like, look, we're all going to make mistakes, especially when we're younger. We're going to not be there for people, or we're going to really screw up something and only realize 10 years later that, oh, wow, I am so sorry.
I can't remember now. It's been a while since I actually read the books. I don't remember how much older is Ruhn than Bryce, because he's probably hundreds of years older. How much older is he than her? I don't even remember.
I honestly don't know. Like, I get the sense that, like, if they were regular ages, he'd be like maybe 7-8 years older than her.
But I think
he's a lot older.
Yeah. They start using Ruhn as like this mind, like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Like a mind walkie-talkie with this agent Day. Did you
I'm still not even sure how
Day
that happened. Okay. I totally thought I knew who Day was, and I was so wrong.
Oh, really?
So wrong. Because the person I thought was Day turned out to be gay. So I was totally, I thought it was, what's her name? Hypatia.
Celestina.
Her the witch. The witch who became queen when her mom died.
So that was his fiance, right?
Right. And so I'm over here making up a story where how cool is it that they don't realize that they're betrothed to each other and they're actually in love with each other. I was so wrong.
I thought that it could have been Celestina because she kept being woken up, and I thought after she got betrothed to Ephraim, then obviously that's what was happening. But I figured it out because she told him that story about the deer shifter, and I'm like, oh, it's the hind, you know?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I didn't get it from that. I didn't get it from that. But I thought, like, I could see them, you know, kind of falling for each other, like, because they're mentally talking to each other all the time. I was a little confused about the mind sex.
Yeah, what? I don't know.
I don't know how that was happening.
I'm still confused about that. I mean,
I don't think that was supposed to be possible.
I think that from reading like a romance fantasy novel perspective, that's very romantic. But also, like, if they didn't know who each other were, that seems silly that they fell in love so much that they're willing to risk it all for each other.
See that, like, I could see falling in love, forming an attachment, all of those things. but to the point where they were like ready to die for each other, kind of fall in love, was a little bit much. Although I don't know that Lydia was ready to die for him.
Well, and then the idiot decides, oh, it's her, now I don't like her anymore.
Oh,
when he
don't
learns
get me
who
started.
she is.
Oh my god.
So he learns that that Agent Day is Lydia, aka the Hind, which all those H names is really funny to me. But anyway,
it's very confusing. The Harpy, the Hind,
the Hawk, the Hound, the Hammer.
Yeah.
What the heck's going on?
Oh, you're right.
Anyway,
they were all H's. Yeah.
They were all H names. So he learns that, and then all of a sudden now he doesn't like her anymore. As a matter of fact, he's mad, and she can't come in his mind because he's angry.
And the worst part is when he chooses to do this stupidity is when he actually needs her help. They are in the prison. She's in the room with the Hound, and she's trying to like
feelings are hurt.
Now is not the time, Ruhn. But
it also doesn't make sense because he knew that she was a double agent. He knew that he knew he was talking to a rebel. He knew that it was someone who was going against whatever her, superiors wanted. Yet somehow she was just too much. Like, not her.
She did too many bad things. And granted, she's done horrible, horrible, horrible shit. And she says to him, and I think it's in the last book where she's like,
it would have been.
She's like, look. Because then he starts to kind of like, when he finds out she has the kids and everything, then he starts to come around, and she says to him, I don't understand how this changes everything. I am who I am. I've done the things I have done, and I'm a mother.
Right.
None of that should change any of the other things. Like, she does not accept, and she's right. She's like, wait, suddenly, because I gave birth to children, now you're okay with it? What the fuck is that about?
That kind of is the same thing with Bryce and Hunt. Like, he didn't like her getting her nails done. Oh, well, she was doing it for a reason. Well, that's okay. He didn't like that she wore high heels, but her legs are hurting because I screwed it up. Oh, now it's okay. Like, they make excuses for their bad behavior later as the time progresses.
So much. Yeah. So
I still love Ruhn.
Oh, I still love Ruhn. I totally love Ruhn, and I love the way he handles it. Like when he finds out actually you're not the Starborn savior. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't really get, because I think he never really wanted it.
Do you want to talk about how much we love Lahaba?
Lahaba.
I love Lahaba. I know.
I love Lahaba so much.
Yeah. Did we have her in the fictional deaths that ruined us?
Yes, we did.
Good, because it ruined me.
I don't think she made the top 10, though. It was, oh God, it was so bad. And she, she's another one that in the beginning, especially if you're listening to the books, because they do her voice, like they do all the fire sprites and baby voices.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she also kind of comes off sounding a little shallow and like flighty but then you realize like what her situation is. She's born into slavery, and her job is to keep the books that might get out of control from getting out of control.
Yeah.
She's not just a little poofy little thing.
She's also a little super curvy naked little fire sprite.
Yeah,
so she's adorable. So cute to me. Anyway, and she sits on a little couch and watches reality shows. I love her.
I love that, how she's sitting on a little doll couch. And, I love it. So adorable. And how she calls him Hunt. What does she call him? Athy? Hunty? Athy?
Athy? I think Athy.
Athy. I think she calls him Athy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just,
and the way they talk to her is so cute. I don't know. All the men who talk to her are like, oh, you're so gorgeous. And they make her just blush. And she's so cute. I love Lahaba.
She loves it so much. I love her. And so
the scene where she sacrificed herself, I absolutely cried during that scene. And I've read that book multiple times. And it is so emotional. The way they're all behind her, the ones that are watching on screen, and Bryce being there, and the way what do they chant? I can't remember. There's some chant she keeps saying over and over again, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, but
it's so emotional.
It's so emotional, and it's such an epic scene. She just keeps hammering at that glass to break it. She just keeps.
I think she's saying something like, "I'm not alone. My friends are with me." Something like that. Because it was like one of her first things she ever did as a free fire sprite.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
have friends, and she's the ancestor of Queen whoever.
Yes.
My
Yep.
friends are
Yeah.
with me, and it's so emotional.
It's so I could not believe that it was happening. I kept waiting but the ending of that first book was such an adrenaline rush.
Oof.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it was so good.
It really was.
So good. Between, you got Lahaba doing that, you've got Bryce getting, chased around by Micah.
It makes you realize that once again, Bryce had this all figured out. She had the Godslayer rifle up there ready to go. She had that antidote in her system already ready to go. She knew what again, she is so smart. She knew this was coming and had it figured out before anybody else did.
It was so, I could not believe that there was a plan there.
Right.
And
you have to kind of overlook that Micah monologued for 10 minutes, but
well, he had to do his evil monologue thing. So then Micah gets killed
and vacuumed up into the Hoover.
Ta-da!
He gets hoovered up. That's the best thing ever written into a fantasy book ever.
Yeah, I brought this downstairs just for you.
I love it
because I know you absolutely love the moment. I mean, that is so great.
It really is.
We're not even going to sweep you up and put you in the trash. We're just going to vacuum you up, man.
Vacuum it. So disrespectful to this horrible, horrible being. And the best part was everybody was just watching her do that. Nobody would have dared but Bryce.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing is so that through the whole, then she's running through the streets saving everybody. It just keeps going. It just keeps going to the point where now she's gonna go through her what do they call it?
The drop.
Where you go
the drop.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she gets to the bottom. And who do we find?
Listen here. I had already just been crying about Lahaba, and then when she's laying there and Hunt has been decimated, his wings again are gone, and his legs are gone by that. What do they call those big blasts? I don't know, those big missiles. And he's saved her.
I have it in here somewhere. Yeah, those bombs. Yeah.
And so the only thing she can do is use her first light to heal the city. And she's begging someone to do the drop with her because you have to have somebody to do it with you. And she's begging through that gate. And all of a sudden she hears, "Light it up, Bryce." And I'm telling you, I got chills. I mean, I was like, oh my God, is that Danica?
I know.
I just cried so much, crying.
Oh, God. It was so much. So
And she wasn't even there. She did the drop by herself with no anchor.
Yeah. No anchor. No anchor.
Danica couldn't be there.
Yeah, she had to get I guess Ruhn helped out with the ascent. Not Ruhn, Hunt. She was because you need somebody to also kind of anchor you on the ascent or you won't come back up. But I love where they're tracking her power meter.
Her power.
And she she surpasses Ruhn and then she surpasses her dad. And I'm just
that's also very Sarah J. Maas, right? That all these the girls or the young women are the strongest women ever. That's also very Maas.
Yeah.
Of course she did.
But also I think these are the women who tried. I think maybe in these universes a lot of these women are just as strong, they've just never tried. They've always been told that they're not.
Yeah. Right.
Right? I mean, you think about if we go to Throne of Glass, you think about Lysandra and there's and Manon and these people are incredible and they didn't know they had it in them.
And this is the most stop the clock moment I've ever seen. She got to 0.003 seconds before she started running back. I'm what?
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna make it.
I mean I knew she would, but it was so good.
There's a point when she thinks Hunt is dead that it says in this first book, she says 3 little words to him. That's what it says. It says, she says 3 little words. And then when he comes back, he says them as well to her. But then in the second book, when they finally tell each other, "I love you," he says, "Nobody's ever said this to me." I'm like, what are you talking about? She said it to you in the last book. And Bryce is like, "I've never said this to anyone." I'm like, did Sarah forget she wrote that in there? What other 3 words could it have been?
What are the other 3 words? Yeah.
Like, I don't know that.
Anybody?
I don't know if
Anybody
she
have
forgot
a theory
that
about
she
what
wrote
the other
that?
3 words are?
Yeah,
because we would have 3 words.
that.
3 words usually means I love you. But
Usually.
could have been light it up. I don't know.
Light it up, right?
Light it up, baby. Light it up. So then we're kind of going all over the place. But then we're sort of going to the second book.
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, you said you had a lot to say. Did you want to talk, since we were just talking about it, did you want to talk about Danica? Yeah.
Yes. So I have a lot to say about Danica.
By the way, Danica was only 23 years old. I don't think she ever slept. She had a lot of shit going on.
She was amazing. Amazing.
She had a lot of stuff happening.
All right. So, Danica, I feel like if I were Bryce, and Bryce does go through this in the subsequent books, she keeps finding out all of these things that her supposed best friend in the whole, like, they got tattoos together. You got the whole thing, the picture with the jacket. Her best friend supposedly kept the most important parts of herself a secret from Bryce.
Everything.
So much. It just keeps getting worse. The more you find out who knew Danica was part of the resistance, who knew she was smuggling these people, the stuff going on with the synth. She was doing all of this stuff.
She had a mate. She was mated.
Yes, she was fucking mated to Baxian.
Like, the major plot point. Bryce? Yeah, the major plot point of book 2 is, well, Danica knew. Well, Danica knew that. Danica knew. And Bryce is like, what the fuck? How did she know all that? I didn't know any of this. What do you mean?
I feel so bad for Bryce.
Yeah.
And that's one that like that's going to be a lifetime getting over. Like, not only because you're supposed to, like, I would be like, bitch, you were supposed to be my best friend. And I'm used to everyone around me disrespecting me, counting me out because of the way I look or the way I live my life, and saying I'm a party girl and saying I'm frivolous. I'm used to all of these people treating me like this, but you are supposed to be my friend. You are supposed to know that I am capable of handling these secrets, and clearly more capable than you, because, bitch, you're dead.
Yeah.
Who killed Micah? Bryce.
You're right. Exactly. Yeah.
Not Danica.
But you have to ask, was she keeping those secrets? I mean, a lot of times in books and movies, people keep secrets to keep someone safe. I don't even know that that's what she was doing. I think
she thought she couldn't handle it. I think she did not want to bring Bryce into it because it was going to be a whole thing.
This is where the politics comes to play. Yeah, this is where the politics comes to play, because so much of what she was doing was being involved with the rebels, which at that time now, Bryce was a party girl. They were in college. She was living her life and just doing her thing and out drinking and having fun. So I can see it in a number of ways. Was she protecting Bryce? Maybe, but I think she was also just protecting Bryce's right to live as a young woman and not have to be involved in all this shit that Danica was involved in. But it was a lot. Like,
I guess
every other sentence, it was, well, Danica was involved in this, and she knew that, and she oh my god,
constantly.
Yeah.
When in that third book, and you find out about Baxi, and you're like, oh, wait, what now?
Yeah, right.
Come on. That's a big deal to not tell your friends. And then, so Fury and Juniper. So then, like, you know, we get so Bryce is now Princess Bryce, right?
Yeah.
Because that all comes out that, like, oh, guess what? That's her dad. She's royalty, right?
Yeah.
And so she does the thing where she thinks she's doing a favor for Juniper, and she, like, calls the ballet company and basically, like, and I get why Juniper is, like, I get
throwing her name around.
And I get where she's like, I was trying to help you. And Juniper's like, no, you just set me back permanently. No one's ever going to take me seriously because I didn't do it on my own. And Bryce is like, but they weren't going to do it because they're, like, racist assholes. And Juniper's like, yes, I know that, but it doesn't mean anything unless I do it on my own. So I'm okay with Juniper. Who I'm not okay with is Fury. Fury goes through she tells Bryce later on, she's like, after Danica died, I was just so broken. I couldn't. Well, guess what? Bryce couldn't either, to the point where she was ready to yeet herself off a building.
Yeah. That's the only time
instead of sticking together,
yeah,
they you know, and
they grieved apart.
They grieved apart. And Fury seems to have made a conscious choice to say, well, I couldn't deal with helping you. Well, we could have helped each other.
I do understand Juniper's being upset about the ballet. I totally get it, but I don't think the way she went about it she set a boundary, and I understand setting boundaries 100%. You have to set boundaries. But she did know that Bryce got suicidal simply because she didn't have friends. And so to cut Bryce out seemed like an overreaction to that, especially knowing that Bryce didn't do it to be cruel. I don't know. I have multiple thoughts. I understand Juniper being upset, but at the same time, I don't think cutting Bryce out was the right way to set that boundary. No. Not that I can tell people how to set boundaries, but
but that one harsh. That one felt harsh. So that's my rant about the girls there. Yeah. Yeah.
Did we ever find out what Fury is? Like, they go through so much, but we don't know what Fury is. Do we find out at the end of these books what she is?
I don't think we know what Fury ultimately is. I don't feel like they ever really figured that out or clarified.
If you guys know, let us know, because I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Just kicked everything. Yeah, I was waiting to find out, is she a Thunderbird? That was the other thing. I kept waiting for somebody to become a Thunderbird, and nobody was a Thunderbird.
Such a weird, again, that was a weird storyline to put in. I do, since we're talking about these second and third books, I want to talk about Therian, because I wrote down, Therian is the Finnick Odair of this book. That's how
right.
As soon as he was mentioned, I was like, oh, that's Finnick. That's how I saw him the whole book.
That actually totally tracks. You are absolutely right, because I was like, where the hell did he come from? And am I supposed to know this guy? Because all of a sudden he's everywhere.
Listen,
and I feel like
the funniest part about Therian's whole storyline, and it is a weird storyline to throw in there, is that, did you realize that she never gave the River Queen's daughter a name throughout 2 entire books? By the very end of that book, it's still the River Queen's daughter. That child never gets a name. We don't know who she is.
Oh my God.
Just the River Queen's daughter.
It's never realized that. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible.
She's a fully unnamed character.
Does Therian shift into an otter?
He's just a like a merfolk.
A merman?
He's a merman.
So he just gets a fin
He's a tail
on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Because I don't know, when we first met him, there was this whole conversation that was with the otters, and he has to go get and it's about his clothes. And so, like, I spent most of the book thinking
otter
that
shifter would be adorable.
Right, that he was an otter shifter. But then later on, I started thinking, like, I don't think he's an otter.
Otter shifter. Somebody write that book. I need an otter shifter book.
Because that would have been so cute. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's like he comes out of nowhere and then he has this like brutally painful story.
But he has a whole entire like arc and storyline. Like it's a big storyline just plopped in this book in the middle. It's a weird story as well. His whole I wanted sex so bad that I said I'd marry this royal, and so now I have to, and now I'm indebted to her, or she's gonna, like, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
It's a weird one.
A lot of problems there. Yeah. And then Ethan,
so who I thought was dead a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
like, poor Ethan died.
Me, and I'm like, wait, what?
Too many books, too many characters.
Too many characters, and I keep getting in my head for some reason. There's Ethan, and then there's the boy that's
Cormac.
No. The girl who gets killed, the Thunderbird who gets killed, her brother that
Sophie and Emil.
Emil, right? So for a while I would get confused and I would think that Ethan and Emil were the same person, and I'm like, what is going on? But Ethan, like, I did not expect him to become such an important character, and I was ready for him to become alpha, like that. Okay, I'm like, all right, I see where this is going. He's gonna be alpha, right? And then he's prime.
Yeah.
It's like every character in this book becomes the most biggest of whatever you can
But that's also a super weird storyline. Like I said, Therion's storyline was weird, and Ethan's storyline was weird. This whole story about this wolf mystic extra Fendir heir that's been in a tank for hundreds of years, and now they have like all that's so weird. Just all of a sudden,
and
now
Ethan
she's a reaper.
Accidentally beheads her in battle, but then he gets Hephaestia or whatever to bring her back, but it doesn't go well. So now she's a reaper.
What a weird storyline.
That was. Whew. And the whole thing where Therion ends up, he goes and he hides out with the lizard. Is she a lizard queen? A serpent queen?
The viper queen. So she's like a snake. Like a snake.
Yeah. And so, and then he just like willy-nilly
the
like
lizard
enslaves
queen.
himself to her.
The lizard queen.
I'm just like, Therion, like maybe you should have talked to a couple of friends before you made this choice.
Well, that's what Flynn says. Flynn's like, you didn't think to talk to us about this, buddy? Like, we'd have held your hand through that. What the heck?
I know. And then Therion's like, I can't believe you're going to do this for me, Ethan. And Ethan's like, well, we're kind of a pack. You know, it's a weird pack. Yeah. We got Flynn and this other guy who's really good with the computer. They show up every once in a while. We don't know why.
I didn't get it. Did Ethan play Sunball?
Yes, I think
he may have played Sunball. That wasn't clear.
Sunball star.
That wasn't clear in the story.
No, they never talked about that
at all.
Do we want to talk? Why don't we talk about Cormac before we talk about the Hind? Because the Hind continues on into further future books, whereas alas, poor Cormac, we knew you well.
Well, Cormac, he came in kind of as a villain almost. He seemed like he was going to be. Yeah. Definitely somebody that we hated. And then we liked him okay. And then we were sad he was gone.
Yeah. And it all just seemed to happen so fast. And it's funny because, you know, we get this whole backstory about how he tried to, like, he and Ruhn did their whatever run through the forest drop all together.
Yeah.
Something, and didn't Cormac like try to kill them? And,
their what do they call that? Their ordeal?
Their ordeal, that's what it was. Yeah.
That's what that I don't another drop of lore that makes no sense. Like, what are you talking about? Whose ordeal?
So, they have
to do the drop, but also the ordeal. I don't know.
You don't have to do the ordeal right before the drop.
Yeah.
But you could. And the drop and the ordeal could be the same thing, but sometimes they're not. I don't know.
I don't know either. But I did realize that Cormac was not long for this world when we saw that he was Agent Silverbow and that he found out Sophie had died. I'm like, oh, he's not going to last much longer.
Yeah. That was sad. I knew that was really, really sad. I think he was like, no, I can't. But then, So Cormac had that really cool power, which
winnowing.
You know, the winnowing. Yeah, the winnowing of it all, which he was able to help Bryce kind of figure out how to do that a little bit, which then becomes a huge part of the end of the second book.
He doesn't help her figure it out, though. She's only able to do that when they have sexy times.
Well, he tried to help her figure it out. Come on, it's
just
a new
like
skill.
Just like Violet and Xaden, she can only wield this power when they're having sex.
Okay, now I'm gonna go to one of the things that pissed me off was she's super powered. She's got the star on her chest and everything. Yeah. But she needs Hunt Athalar to power her up.
Yeah.
She cannot access her power unless he gives her a jump start, and that is some bullshit right there.
It is. But at least it's not like only him, like a mate thing. She gets power from Azrael later and from the gates and from so at least she can be powered by other people. Yeah. But I agree.
I'm like, oh come on.
Speaking of that star, I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I read that last book, and Nesta was talking. You can cut this out. I'm curious. Nesta was talking about she had an 8-pointed star tattoo. When did that happen?
Okay, me too. I thought I just missed it. Can someone please tell us where is Nesta's 8-point tattoo? Because I
just don't remember it. It's been a really long time since I read Silver Flame. Yeah, it's been a really long time since I read Silver Flame, and then a long time since I read this book.
Yeah.
I'm like, when did Nesta have a tattoo? I don't remember. And she said it like I had one, so it's gone. Like, I don't know.
Very, very confusing for me.
Sorry,
very,
that was a side quest I just went on.
Side quest we just went on. Yeah, we need to figure that out. So now the second book is just all the crazy kind of the resistance, and we've got Cormac, and we've got this is where it's like the second book where we start getting all these extra characters.
Ooh, there's a lot. I mean, I'm like, who are we talking about, and where are we going, and how many different people, and how many different lands are there?
Yeah, and we get Celestina because we don't have Micah anymore. And at first we're like, oh, maybe she's going to be okay. And it's like, no, she's a kind of an asshole too because she's an archangel.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think she's just an archangel. They're all just going to be
There's
whatever.
Yeah. And yeah, so we have a lot more people, and then we have the situation where like the Hind and Baxian and the Hammer and the Hound and all of these people who have tortured and made Hunt's life miserable now are now here. It's like it's like, welcome to Crescent City. We're gonna make your life miserable.
Yeah.
And
this is before he gets his
the second book.
This is before he gets his wings cut off the first time. I mean, the first time in these books, right? And he does that because why did he get his wings cut off?
I don't remember. He did.
He did.
Was it because he protested the people? He was unhappy about them hanging people in the lobby. I don't remember.
That was in the first book, I think.
That's the first book.
Micah had and did we ever find out what happened to Victoria? They put that poor Wraith in that box and dropped her in the sea, and then we never heard about her ever again.
I think
like,
she's
that's
still there.
awful.
I think because nobody.
They're friends with the Ocean Queen. Somebody can go get Victoria.
I kept waiting for somebody to go get her and her to do something for revenge, and we just forgot that she's there. Oopsies.
So sad.
Oopsies. But yeah, so then this book.
I know what it was. It was Sabine. Sabine wanted his wings cut off because he had.
Yes. The sister.
Oh, Sabine's the worst. Sabine was the absolute worst.
She's horrible. But it makes me wonder about Shahar, the love of his life until he met Bryce. And I know that Shahar was like, fighting on the, she was on the resistance and she was trying to overthrow this whole mess. And like, that's great and all. But was Shahar also maybe a horrible person and we just never got to know
absolutely.
Her well?
Yes, absolutely she was. And Hunt only, I think, fell in love with her because it was his first kind of infatuation. She was this big figure and she was leading a rebellion and this big.
Yeah. I think he was an acolyte and he didn't know the difference between being an acolyte of hers and being in love with her. And I don't think he learned that until he finally did fall in love with Bryce and he was like, maybe the other thing wasn't exactly the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's right. So Sabine, yeah. Oh, that bitch. And it's so awful. The cutting off of the wings is so brutal. Brutal.
Yeah, and at least in this book series, they grow back.
Yeah.
But that just makes them even all the more cruel because they just keep cutting them off over and over again, which is gross.
And then what's his name? Like Micah had them, or no, it's Sandriel, right? Or no, who is the bad? He had them hanging.
Sandriel.
He has the fallen angel's wings are hanging in that room.
Yeah, that was the Asteri had a bunch of wings hanging in the room from the rebellion that Hunt went through. But then, I guess Justinian and Victoria, Justinian was hanging up there, wasn't he?
Yes, yeah.
That's what Micah had done. And then it's Celestina who has Hunt's wings cut off. There's a lot going on.
There's
a lot going on.
And you're like, wait, what? I thought you were good. What is going on right now? I'm so confused. And
how is that a valid reaction to literally anything? Well, I guess we'll just cut your wings off and you can go on about your business.
Well, I guess because they grow back and also because they, we start to find out, Hunt and these other angels were bred for this. He wasn't normally, it's not like, when a mommy angel and a daddy angel fall in love, they get married and they have Hunt Athalar. That's not what happened. So the archangels have been breeding selectively breeding to create powerful angels with special gifts like Hunt.
I have to ask
and
you,
that has to make you feel really weird.
It does make me feel weird, and I have to ask you, since we have multiple books now with men with wings, do you prefer the men with feathered wings or with bat wings?
Well, I mean, the feathered wings are pretty, but I feel like they, like if you've ever had birds or known anyone, the wings are dusty.
He's just shedding everywhere.
They're fluffy and dusty, and I feel like I'd sneeze a lot.
Yeah,
that's my thoughts. I think
Hunt is
the bat
shedding
wings,
like the cats, just leaving feathers all over the apartment.
Yeah, I have enough problems cleaning up after the cats. I don't need picking up, downy feathers from all over the place too.
Yeah, man.
How about you?
So I don't know. I think that to me the angel wings with the feathers feel sillier. Yeah. Like the bat wings seem more macho or something. I don't know. The feathered wings are kind of silly seeming to me in my mind.
Yeah, and they seem much more cumbersome.
Yeah, they do.
Exactly. This is the feathers, I guess. There's like an extra layer that we have to deal with. So now we're coming towards the end of the second book, and I need to know, because see, I had the blessing of being able to go right from finishing that second book to download third book. What the hell? How is it for you?
I had to wait. I had to wait, and it was terrible. Now I do have to ask: had you had it spoiled for you? The ending of the second book? So you did not know she was going to go into Akatar world.
You were good. You told me that there was a little crossover here and there. I thought of it more as Easter eggs or a little mention, right? Like at some point in one of these books, they mention weird marks. They mentioned weird. They mentioned, and I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm thinking, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So when I get to the end, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's Rhysand. What the hell?
Yes.
Such a great ending. Such a great ending.
She plops right in front of Azrael, and he's like, what the hell are you? And this is the only time that I really think that Bryce was kind of dumb. I'm like, girl, that was so stupid. She has been told over and over and over again that opening this portal will take her home. That's what she's told. And she's like, if I open this portal, it'll take me to hell. I'm like, why would you think that? Like, where did that come from? What makes you even believe that that's going to happen? So truth teller and the Star Sword want to connect, so it takes her straight to Azrael, and I'm like, yes.
And he's just like, what? And my favorite thing about Azrael in these books is that he has more lines in the books that aren't about him than he does in the books that are about him. He's practically chatty Kathy
over here. But that also maybe shows that he is chattier around Nesta than he is around his group of friends that he never talks in front of.
Maybe there's been a bond that has formed, between Nesta and Azrael by this point, because it's after the stuff that happens in the last book, because Nyx is alive.
Yeah.
And I'm going to forget to say this, so I'm going to say this now.
Alrighty.
The in here, I think it's Azrael, when they're trying to get Nesta to take the mask off, they're trying to bring her back. They mention her sisters. They mention Cassian. The mask doesn't let go. They mention that stupid little baby.
And she takes it off,
The mask falls off. And I was like, oh, come on. I find it very hard to believe that that baby is more important to Nesta than Cassian or her sisters. I'm sorry.
Gwen and, what's her name?
Yeah. Gwen and Emery and all of those people. Like, they mention everybody. Nope, the mask is still there. And then they're like, and there's the baby, Nyx. And it's like, boink. Like, oh, come on.
So you didn't have it spoiled, and I didn't have it spoiled. And it was just such a, oh, my God, moment when she fell through into that world. But then, no, I had to wait. I don't think I had to wait long, because she was popping those books out pretty good at that point. Okay. So I didn't have to wait super long. But, yeah, I had to wait on it. And I didn't know we were going to get a full-on night court adventure time in the next book. No. Like, I had no idea that was... I thought that they were just going to send her back or something.
I thought it was going to be a super quick. I really did. I thought, yeah, we were gonna get our kind of our little Easter eggy fan service situation, and then that's over. So when we spend so much time on an adventure with them, I'm like, this is so cool, but what the hell? But this is so cool.
It also does not help you like Rhysand any better.
No. And I
awful to Bryce.
Just saw a fan theory about Rhysand.
Okay.
So when you get resurrected, right, there's a price. So she establishes that in other, like, there's a price.
Okay.
And this fan theory was, what if the price was that part of Rhysand's soul is now missing, and that's why he's so different in the last book. Because he's missing a piece of his soul. That's why he's such an asshole.
But wasn't Feyre also resurrected?
Yeah, but she was special.
Oh, okay.
But also she's been different since she was resurrected as well.
Oh, that's true. She was human and now she's not. Yeah. I mean, that's interesting.
I saw that and I was like, ooh, interesting.
That is interesting.
So now we're in this third book, which I think this book is so cool.
Yeah, it is.
First of all, because we get Raiders of the Lost Ark over in the Night Court. Meanwhile, we've got like a buddy cop movie going on, or like a jail buddy movie, right? Going on with the guys who are in prison.
Yeah.
And then while all of that's happening, we've still got like Ethan and Tharian and those guys running around
with their story,
doing their stuff.
It is a lot to keep track of.
Whew.
And also, then you have to figure out what the hell is going on. Like, there's a whole entire war going on behind all of this. Like,
in another continent,
Ophian?
Right?
Like, I don't know who the hell Ophian is.
The Ophian rebels,
but it's the humans.
And they're at war. And they're like, there's been a war this whole time.
And there's been a war, but we also have to then figure out this historical war with Thea and Peleus, and I'm like, oh, my brain. That's why you have to put it all back here and just listen or read and just be fine with it, because it is a lot of stuff.
So what is her name? Celine? So when they Raiders of the Lost Ark their way to this place.
And they're under the mountain. Isn't that where they are?
Yeah.
They're under the mountain. Yeah.
They're under the mountain.
Yeah.
And we get the most insane exposition dump ever via magical hologram. So, I mean, I just was like, I am never going to know what is going on. I cannot keep track of all of these people and names and places from 15,000 freaking years ago.
Yeah, it is a whole lot.
It was so much, and the only thing I have to say...
I can read this to you. If it is a...
But wait.
Breakdown. Go ahead.
Pegasi. That is the one thing I'm surprised Bryce didn't get more excited about, because she finds out that once upon a time, Pegasi flew in Midgard. They existed. Jelly Jubilee is real!
Yes.
All right,
and then we just
share with me this
this is just a summary, since it was confusing what the hell they were talking about.
Yeah, thank you.
It says... When Bryce steps on the star, both it and her chest light up, and a hologram of a high fae female appears. Celine. Azrael notices that she looks like Rhysand's sister. Of course she does. It says for 5,000 years...
Rhysand and Ruhn are twins.
Yeah, the twins.
Forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah. For 5,000 years, the high fae were the Daglin or Asteres slaves. The fact that they had separate names also threw me off.
That was very confusing.
While the Daglin ruled over them, the High Fae were allowed to rule over the humans, and the High Fae paid a tithe to the Daglin once a year so that they could feed their power. So this is what that like first light is about, but they used to actually give it voluntarily, or not voluntarily, but they have to pay it over. They grew confident and thought they didn't realize the forces were rising up against them. They see an image of Thea standing beside the Asteres throne. Thea is Celine's mother, and she served as their slave for 100 years. So confusing. Thea used her time with the Asteres to learn about the Dread Trove, which is what we learned about with Nesta. The mask, the crown, the harp, and the horn.
Yeah.
So Bryce has part of the Dread Trove in her body.
Right.
But Thea stole them and took them away to
But then
Ramiel with her mate. Like, she's mated to one person and she's married and has Helena and Celine. But then he dies and she marries somebody else?
I think I'm falling asleep while we're having this conversation.
Like, it's so much.
So much.
So much. So that's what we had to read about this hologram, and it...
So I basically walked away. I was like, once upon a time, the Asteri also were enslaving all of the nice people over here in the Night Court world, in Akatar world. And that's how, by opening a portal, the Fae from Akatar world, if I understand this correctly, escaped
into Midgard.
And so
Bryce's
that's how
world.
the Fae got to Midgard.
Right.
So they are related. They are, sort of genetically similar.
So the Fae on Midgard are Akatar Fae.
Right.
The shifters on Midgard are Throne of Glass shifters.
Yes.
And you have to parse all this out yourself because they don't tell you all that. It is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And I'm like, and then you have to just, like, somebody helped me figure it out. They're like, look, time and space and everything work differently in between the realms. And as long as you do that, you will not, because there's this thing that happens in Throne of Glass where Aylin's falling through the worlds. And at one point, she falls past Rhysand and a pregnant Feyre. And I think it's on Starfall. Because they're sitting outside watching the stars. Why else would you do that? Starfall, and one of the stars is Aelin, go flying past them. And I was like, okay, but Nyx is born in the Crescent City time. I'm like, Melissa, stop. Just stop trying to figure it out. Time and space has no meaning.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
That's right. And also, all of these things supposedly happened like 15 to 20,000 years ago. It's not like a recent history. Because we learned that Jessica is over 15,000 years old.
Yes.
And has been there all that time.
The whole book thing, that's a big part of the second book, is the fact that these books that Jessica has been protecting, like the last books of humanity from when Midgard was just a human planet.
Yeah.
And that Jessica's been protecting these books, which, by the way, have all of the magic information in them and always have.
Yeah. It's the history, right? It's the history that the Asteri that they don't want people to know.
Which was so interesting. And then there's that place where she goes through. So now she's going to try to bust everybody out. And she's like going through rooms in this building, and she finds the room where basically the power is going into the different Asteries. Like
that was in the second book. That was in the book? Yeah, because that's what Sophie had found. That was the secret of the Asteri that Sophie had found, that they were literally basically planetary parasites sucking on that first light.
Okay, yeah. And then
that's
the
what she
bone
had
quarter
found.
is completely unnecessary.
Right. Well, the bone quarter is siphoning off that last drop that people have been giving the second light also to the Asteri.
Yeah.
Because they thought all that stuff, and this has killed me. They thought that little drop of magic was what made their lights turn on. What are you talking about? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
So weird.
I don't know. And they thought that people, that they were living happily ever after over there, and then they're finding out that, oh no, we use up all of their energy and then they don't exist anymore.
Right.
Surprise.
This is great.
So, yeah. So I gotta say that one of my favorite, like, I was making noises and I was telling my husband, you have to read this book. Not that he's ever going to read this book. Was the whole prisoner thing when they're like, okay, when Ruhn's like, here's the deal. If you can get me swinging, then I can reach that thing over there. It's like, we can get that thing, and if we can get that thing, then we can use that thing to break the chains, and they can't. So now, so Hunt is trying to push. So I've got this, like, image in my head of Hunt pushing Ruhn on a swing under an oak tree, and he's trying to grab the thing, and he's like, this doesn't work. But you know what will work?
You bite my hand off.
My hand. And Hunt's like, I can't do that. And Baxian's like, I can.
Yeah, the funniest part is that Hunt's like, and Baxian's like, you know what? I've done worse. Give me that hand. I'll do that.
He was so down for it. I loved it.
That all happened, and he bit Ruhn's hand off, and then Pollux comes in like, what the hell are you guys doing in here?
I know.
Like,
so it was all for nothing, and
nothing.
Ruhn's like, and we're still held captive. This did not go according to plan.
Yeah, they didn't think that through.
No.
At all.
But I could not believe it was happening. It was so, I've never read anything like that.
All right.
Like,
and
in a
you have
book
to
like
imagine that they're completely beaten to hell. I mean, both Baxian and Hunt's wings have been cut off multiple times and regrown and cut off. And his piercings have been pulling out and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, didn't Lydia give them like some secret go-go juice to make their wings grow back faster because she's trying to help jailbreak them too, which is very confusing. And then she kills her. Does she kill her sister or does Bryce kill her sister? But she hides that Bryce.
The
killed her
harpy.
sister.
Yeah,
harpy.
Bryce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, is the harpy
No, I think
even her
she.
sister?
No, it's just another weirdo. But she killed the harpy herself.
Yeah. And then made it look like
Bryce had done it.
Yeah. But that whole thing was so just crazy. I loved it.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing before Bryce escaped.
Yeah.
But down under the mountain, the way she gets out of there, because it was confusing. I've forgotten how she got out. She found Snow White in a crystal tomb.
Yes!
And then killed the shit out of her.
What the hell was that? I'm like, who is this woman?
It was one of the Asteri.
Yeah,
but Thea had tricked into getting in the coffin to rest.
And she fell for that?
Imprisoned her for 15,000 years, and she woke up like, where's everybody?
What's going on? Oh no, this is not what I had in mind. And it's funny because like Azrael and Nesta are just kind of going along with this situation.
Yeah, and then they all three kill her together because she was basically a god. That's what the Asteri are, essentially, right? Yeah. To them. And they all three killed her. Teamwork makes the dream work. And then the whole thing where like Azrael's like, I'm gonna need that sword, and she's like, oh no, I'm gonna need my knife. Right. That was my favorite thing, is that she keeps, they don't want to talk to her, but she looks at Nesta and is like, I need all this stuff. And Nesta's like, all right, whatever you need, I don't care. Take it.
Take it. And then at the end, right, does she give the sword to Nesta?
Mm-hmm. She does.
Yeah, okay, that did happen.
And that's what I want to understand. So we're going to get another Akatar book in that world. That means they are going to have to retcon that this all happened with Bryce, because now Nesta will have the Star Sword in this next book.
Maybe we're just going to pick up from whatever happened after Nesta got the Star Sword.
So I'm just wondering how she's going to write that in, because you can't always assume that everyone's read all your books. So
you have to do that horrible thing that they do in series where they keep trying to bring people up to date from the previous books, and you're like, please don't waste my time.
I hate it.
It's book 4. If you didn't read the other 3 books, I'm sorry, you're lost.
Yeah, I can't stand it. But
no.
I guess there's people that do that, like
pick up
start
a
in the middle of a series. Yeah, I guess, because every author does it. Who
are those people? Anyway.
So I was thinking about that. They call it Gwydian, and it's gonna end up she's gonna have it.
Yeah, because she's like, here, you can still, and she says something really good to her. I just wrote it and don't remember where in what pile of notations I wrote what she said to her.
That was at like the next to last scene in the last book.
It's in the Audible notes. Okay. The whole thing where Bryce sends her parents to go live with Nesta and the gang.
But I also didn't understand that, because she didn't send a meal with them. What the hell? Why would you keep that kid back in the terrible world that's going through war and not send him through with the parents?
I don't know, but it's so random, and they're like so happy there, and meanwhile her mom becomes buddy with Nesta.
Yeah, and her dad with Rhysand, because they're both dads of like hard to deal with kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she gives her the sword, and she says, you have that eight-pointed star tattoo for a reason. Take the sword and go find out. And you and I are both like, when did she get that tattoo?
Yeah. What are we talking about here? I don't remember that at all. We have to read it all again.
And meanwhile, poor Lydia and her boys.
Another story arc dropped right in the middle.
she's all this like, oh, she has children. Oh,
which she seemed to get the same way Tamlin, through some weird sex rite that they do for spring. Like, what are you talking about? What is all this going on all the time?
Like twins and yeah, I guess they need to mate or whatever. And
I suppose.
And so but then she's like trying to save her boys, and then like Ruhn shoots her in the leg.
Yeah.
Was he trying to help her? Was he like, oh no,
that
this
was
is
another
too
one of
dangerous
the
for you. Let me shoot you in the leg. You, the fucking hind.
Yes.
But you're just a girl. So I'm going to shoot you in the leg and cripple you, and now I'm going to go try and save your sons, which, by the way, I can't do. Haha.
Right.
And then Tharion is like, he comes over, and she's like, I'm fine. And he's like, you're not okay. You kind of been stabbed in the fucking leg.
Yeah. Yeah, that was another one of those things that Ruhn was like, you clearly can't handle this. Let me go handle it, which makes no sense. She's obviously the stronger of the two of them.
Between the two of you, my money's on her, babe.
Right.
Don't know how to tell you this. She has put up with that guy, the Hammer, right? Is he
Pollux.
the Hammer? Mm-hmm. What a jerk off.
Yeah.
What a jerk off. But there is a scene in this book, and I think it's in the last book. I think it is. So Lydia, it is in the last book, because I was just listening to it last night as I was falling asleep, because I re-listened to books I've listened to before. So Lydia doesn't, for whatever reason, because of part of her plan, right, to get everybody out of jail or whatever it is she's doing. So she takes a tonic to make her Fey woman cycle come early, because Fey female cycles are very, very painful and everything, right? And also she knows that Pollux won't want to touch her because she's got her period, and he doesn't like that. Okay. But there is a scene where she talks about, because she hides her burner phone in her box of tampons. Mm-hmm. And so she needs to use the burner phone, but she also uses a tampon. Then he comes home and turns on the shower, which he likes to boil himself in, and he's like, and he's all like, hey, let's have sexy times. And she's like, nice cycle. And he's like, shower. So she goes in the shower, and in my notes it says, is anyone going to take that tampon out?
You gotta read between the lines here, Melissa.
I'm assuming that happened at some point, but we made such a big, it's like when you make a big deal out of a feminine hygiene product and then you forget because that does happen to people, and people get really bad infections and they get sick because they don't remember that they have a tampon in. I knew a girl who nearly died from pelvic inflammatory disease because she forgot to remove her last tampon. So I'm so hyper about that I'm like, oh no.
But also, like, why would he have been all of a sudden okay with it in the shower if he just was grossed and icked out about it otherwise?
I think he thought that she was too happy about the fact that she didn't have to have sex with him, and so it was a dominance play, because he's such an asshole.
He's an asshole. I agree.
Can't stand him. So where are we now? Oh my God.
I mean, I think we've come kind of to the end of this book. Did you feel like this book kind of abruptly ended? Like, we had all this stuff, so much stuff, and then it was just like, oh yeah, all those islands came back, and now it's springtime in Avalon, and now she's queen of everything, but now we're gonna have a government instead of kingdoms, and look, there's Pegasus, and it's all over. Like,
yes, it was very, and they all lived happily ever after. Like, we got a lot of how everybody's life, which I gotta say, thank you. I like to know that everybody ended up like happily ever after. But it did seem like with everything that just happened, things should be way more chaotic.
Yeah, so me personally, I could take another book after this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm like, no, let me see now what's going to happen, because this is a lot going on.
Because this isn't going to last.
All right.
Let me tell you, none of these. So the Asteria are gone. That's one
all
thing.
This. Oh my God, we forgot.
What did we forget?
The whole thing where Bryce took them into the black hole and Hunt came and got her out.
Yes.
Please tell me you've watched Baymax, because I am 100% guarantee you that Sarah J. Maas got that scene out of Baymax. Hero was in there, and Baymax shot him through, like, you go live, and he took Baymax's little card, and he was like, okay, and that came out of Baymax. That's what happened.
Yes.
Hunt came and saved her.
I agree with you completely. Yes.
Yeah.
That was just, I'm like, what is
So she put the Asteria in that black hole that
They're
she
in a
created.
black hole. Yeah, which I'm sure I'm willing to be like, yeah, they're gone. But we still have this situation where, like, I guess the humans were on Midgard originally, but also the humans are over on Akatar. There's humans too. So I'm confused about humans a little bit.
Right.
But we have an extremely destabilized planet. Don't forget, there was a war going on on another continent. We don't even know what's going on with that. Those people, are they like, what the hell just happened? Why did the lights go off?
We also have Bryce just saying, well, we're not going to have kingdoms anymore. It's going to be government. When does that ever work well? People who haven't had to vote and have democratic government all of a sudden just know how to do that and do that really well. Yeah, I
mean, and all of these factions, and how are you going to make sure that, I mean, we have, so slavery is over now. So now we need to, there's so much that has to be done.
And
to set them up with lives now.
The Fae were being suppressed by this parasite in the water that they've now healed. So now everybody's going to be full power all the time. That's going to go great.
That was so. What was up with that friggin' parasite? Was it just because she realized she made the Fae in Akatar more powerful than the Fae in Crescent City?
That was so that they would do the drop, because the parasite made it so that they didn't have eternal life or long life
unless they did the drop.
Unless they did the drop. And so they had put the parasite in the water so they'd be less powerful. And then when they did the drop, they got the first light and they got to feed off. It doesn't make sense, Melissa. It's just
okay. You know, it's a book.
That's just the way it was.
But anyway. I would like to know. I would like to see, like, 20 years later. What does it look like? I have a feeling everybody's fighting.
Yeah. This is the last book, right? I mean, I'm not wrong. Am I? Like, this was the last one?
No, she is not. No, she sewed it up, put a bow on it.
I still need to see Bryce later. I don't even care if it's in the Akatar. I need her to come back through somehow.
Maybe we will get to see her again. Maybe
I need to see it.
Maybe that's part of the next, you know, maybe at some point, you know, I don't know how you could bring Throne of Glass in there, but hey, they've proven they can do anything. So yeah. But I enjoyed it thoroughly. I know we were all over the place, but it is such complex world building.
We don't do that. Okay. So I hope that you guys were able to follow along. That was a lot.
It's a lot. And we want to hear what you think about Crescent City and just, you know, such a different book. And it's so enjoyable. And I do enjoy re-listening to it. Like, I've re-listened to the first book all the way through. And I will probably, like, not just for sleeping purposes, but for actually.
So I've read the first book 3 times, the second book 2 times, and that last book once. You know, I reread them every time one would come out.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, I need to reread them. After doing this summary, I'm like, I don't remember half of this.
I might want to go read them on my Kindle instead of listening to them, because I absorb things differently depending on the medium. So that sure, because I think there maybe some of the world building kind of gets a little lost when I audible it, but it was so fun. We want to hear all of your thoughts, theories. Who did not? I mean, there's so many characters. Who's your favorite character that we didn't talk about? Because I'm sure.
Yes, there's probably people we left out.
Oh, so many. So we want to hear all your theories. Who did we leave out? What did we forget? What did we get wrong? What do you wish happened that didn't happen? Like, all of it. And we appreciate you guys so much for listening to us ramble all over the place about things that we enjoy. We're so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we can you can also find us over on TikTok and Instagram. Please go to Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you like listening to podcasts over there, as well as YouTube. And for our Patreon, thank you so much to our patrons. We're doing fun games and things over there that you guys don't get to see here.
Yeah, and they're really funny. I mean, we did Cards Against Prithian. I mean, you know, there's some fun stuff going on over on Patreon. And there is a free tier if you just want to, like, come over and just be a little part of the community over there. And until we see you again next time,
stay unmasked and overstimulated.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye, guys.